Hello, I'm Stuart Youngs. I'm Creative Director of Texture and I'm here today judging the BIAs.
My name's Caroline Till. I'm co-director of Franklin Till Studio and I'm here today judging the Brand Impact Awards. What we've been talking about is digital real, so designers really playing with how we can make particularly rendered technology look as real, as textural, as three-dimensional as possible. So sort of playing with your perception of what is digital and what is real, and also because so much communication is now screen-based, how we can create sort of dynamic experiences online, so dynamic sort of branding experiences, and how you can really thinking about if your customers are actually accessing information about your product through digital screens more than ever before. How can you bring your product to life in a digital sense, and how you can make it sort of dynamic and textural.
Alongside sort of the aesthetic advantages we're seeing, technology is also giving us new platforms to look at, such as virtual reality, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, are all affording us as designers new opportunities to seek new possibilities and actually try new ways of connecting with people. Very exciting.
I don't think designers themselves should be concerned about interpreting trends. Perhaps an awareness is good, but it's the designer's role really to set the trends. What you don't want is a sort of homogenised landscape. So it's very much about perhaps a brand, I suppose, being more aware of a socio-cultural trend and how where's that coming from, what mindset is that being informed by, what's the context surrounding that, but also being able to brief the designer to be able to respond to that in the way that is appropriate for the specific brand identity, for the specific brand ethos, and target their specific customer. So I think to have too much awareness or to be concerned about following or interpreting trends is going to lead you down a path of becoming a copycat rather than leading to some exciting innovation.
AI is the biggest thing I think that's going to change the way that we work in the coming years, and you can see already there's a nervousness about it because it's uncertain, because you're moving into unknown territory. So it's, well, AI is going to take all our jobs, and I don't think it's about that at all. I think it's about actually the relationship we have with some of these technologies, But I think you can start to see where AI can fit into the process of design, and certainly in terms of developing a brand. And that's what we're doing at Texture, is really trying to work out how we can harness AI to better connect with people. So for example, we're able to, if we take tone of voice as an example, so brands always have to have a particular tone. With machine learning, you're able to learn what that tone of voice is, what kind of words they use, what style that tone of voice is in. You can get a machine to help you support that and create a filter so that any other writing that's done for that brand can actually run through this filter, and you've got a great barometer already there, so you can access this barometer in seconds. It will give you recommendations to make the adjustments to be more on brand, so you can find much more ways of building an efficiency into the creative process that doesn't actually negate the need for a designer to be the creative engine there. It's just a way of benchmarking what you're creating and making sure and optimizing it for the audience that you want to connect with. I think that's got huge opportunities for just improving what we do. And so it's very much the relationship of man and machine rather than man versus machine.
The most important thing is to think of it as a tool. I think when it becomes used as the brief is that we want to use this type of technology rather than it being applied in a meaningful way, then it has the danger of becoming gimmick, and therefore you kind of lose your audience rather than layering an experience for them.
I couldn't agree more with that, actually. I think you look at where VR is most successful, actually, and it's in gaming. It really does enhance the experience of gaming. And with augmented reality, I think probably the best example so far is Pokemon Go. Where you've actually seen that used as a platform to really engage people. It's super. It couldn't be better, and so therefore I couldn't agree more with. This is not just about how can designers grab some of this stuff. If it adds to the experience that you're trying to deliver, then use it. But if it doesn't, then find another way, frankly.
I think the biggest sort of sociocultural or contextual shift we're seeing is that people want a greater sense of meaning to what they're buying into. They're looking for greater ethical, moral stance in the goods or experiences they're surrounding themselves with. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges for brands and designers, to actually make sure that those stories are real, have integrity, and are communicated in a meaningful way that then, adds value to the product or service, but also encourages, more extended brand loyalty.
I think also we have to look, 80% of brands that exist today, people don't care about. Why is that? We've got a role as designers and brand creators to actually try and create brands that are much more engaging, have some substance to them, and actually do add meaning to people's lives. At the moment, there's just too much vanilla